Hello, peoples of the internet, and yeah, screw it. The intro is screwed, but welcome finally after a week's hiatus. Welcome to the third ever episode of the MegaCast, a weekly live cast or podcast, if you prefer, of me and my guest of the week chatting on about various things that have happened in the world of media. I'm your host, Cameron Green. However, some of you may know me as a DJ critic on various places, and with me today is, the reason is, I had a guest planned, but planned for the third week, which was why it was cancelled. But with me this week is Gabby.
Hi.
Yes, hello. So, please tell us, what do you do on the internet?
Let's see. Crunchyroll. Uh, Basically watch TV, anime, Hulu, all that stuff. And then I use my tablets to specifically my older one for reading manga, basically bootleg manga, since that's the only way I can read stuff that isn't over here in America yet.
Yes. Anyway, Jesus, God damn it, headphones. Anyway, this whole thing. Anyway, I wanted to let's get into the topics for this episode. Starting with something that I don't think you've know about unless you've been keeping up on the social meds. That social media, and because I'm trying to be hip with the kids apparently. Also, first time that my guest is using webcam, so yay, big tick there.
Well, I'm actually using my phone.
Yes. But anyway, getting into the first topic. Apparently, Saban Brands, the company that used to own Power Rangers, but now the rights for it are going over to Hasbro, is shutting down this July. Well, apparently, I guess no, I'm I'm blanking on it.
Well, usually with Hasbro, I've kind of noticed a pattern and stuff. With, like, say, Transformers and stuff, it's gotten a little bit kiddier as time goes on.
But we did have Prime, and that was directed for like
Yeah, Prime was good.
yeah. And they do, and with the Bayformers franchise cancelled, maybe they can do something, try to bring bring Transformers and all their other brands to theaters in a way that's isn't directed for like the oh yeah male audience, which is like, yeah, we love explosions and because of America, right?
Yeah, as a fan of Transformers, everything from Revenge of the Fallen and up, it's basically like, just, no, it is heresy, because that's just so many characters die in every single film. And they made Hound look like Bulkhead, because when I first saw Hounds in Age of Extinction, when I first saw Hound's design, I didn't know his name yet, so I was like, oh, hey, it's Bulkhead. No, apparently it's Hound. It's like, why? If you're gonna make a character that looks like Bulkhead, make it Bulkhead.
But apparently they're dropping around 61 people in a Saban, which apparently is gonna get which is shutting down this at the end of June, and let's hope that every single person that Saban can actually get a decent job working in the entertainment industry. And already, um, And already I hope that, and already I think Beast Morphers the next season, which is adapting Tokume Sentai Go Busters, the Sentai that was originally skipped from Super Mega Force into Dino Charge, is actually really can actually be good. I mean, there's this series called How to Adapt, and I've been by Squall Charleston. I don't know if you've watched it, but he actually did bring up some things that I actually wanted to see, and seeing now, I'm thinking that now he's said all the good ideas. Now, I wonder how Hasbro is just gonna, screw it up or something.
We can always hope.
Yes, but anyway, moving into something that you are familiar with, because I actually do have your favorite Ultra on his capsule. Right here.
Ah!
Yes, and Jesus, yes, and I also do have this.
Well, is it okay to curse here?
Well, I have sworn like a few times on my channel, but only like the minor ones, like crap, ass, and bloody
Well,
hell.
you lucky beep 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 beep
Yes.
beep. I can't get Fooey here.
Yeah. Yes, but moving into something that you are familiar with, the primary cast for Ultraman Rube has got announced. I mean, we already have known the two main people who are going to play Rosso and Blue, but we already know the main supporting cast, and there's not much to say about them. Only for one person, the second person that they announced is actually the person who plays Spoilers from Q Ranger. I'm assuming that the people here have seen Q Ranger, so screw it. Let's just go for it. The guy who played Aslan, Lucky's dad from Q Ranger, is in Rube.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what to say, so sorry if there are awkward silences.
But yes, and speaking of Rube, they are both Rosso and Blue are appearing in the final episode of Orb the Chronicle, which apparently for its last month of episodes is just going to be reruns of old Ultraman episodes. So basically, I think next week's episode is going to be Ginga S episode 8, the one with Five King. The next two are going to be X and X's episode 13 and 14, the Ginga S, the Ginga and Victory crossover, and episode 25, the one before the finale, is going to be the first episode where Astra shows up in Leo. So, which is episode 22, if you're wondering. But yeah, I can't wait for Rube. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I hope it does really good. It's just I've showed my parents pictures of of their transformation device, the gyro, and they all agreed with me. It's a little big, not exactly discreet like other transformation devices.
However, I do have the Orb Ring. It's kind of like this big. If I mean, I could get it out, but that would require actual effort. But if
Maximum effort.
but I do have the fusion cards on my table here. Yeah, so I have Ultraman, Taro, Tiga, Mebius, Ginga. No,
Again,
Hikaru,
all this stuff that I can't get.
yeah, because the Gomora,
Because
Golza,
America sucks.
and also this came with my Geed Riser fusion fight card of Geed, which speaking of fusion Riser, apparently it's being retired and its game engine is working in towards a new type of game, which is hopefully gonna use like the Rube crystals, the gimmick of Rube. But speaking
Well,
of
their gimmick, I mean, it looks more like little medals to
yeah.
me instead of crystals, which is a little weird.
Mm-hmm. But But speaking of because you actually did bring up a good point about how these are expensive, I'm trying to find like the original card packs for Hurricane slash Thunderbreaster, Legendary Heroes of Ultraman. They're going for like $60 each on eBay. Christ, I don't think I'm gonna buy that. And yet they still have the like reissued packs for like $10, and I don't want them because they're reissuing cards we already have.
Yeah, it's just why? Why does I'm talking about my country because literally all we, I mean, I can't talk. uh, back when I was like maybe 8, 9 and stuff, we had stuff like Stormhawks, which is a really good CG cartoon. There was Magus XLR, uh,
I keep meaning to watch that.
original Teen Titans,
Yeah, that
and
show
just
was amazing.
really good shows and stuff. But now, ah, I mean, there's Adventure Time, Rick and Morty, which I've only seen a few clips of, and it's horrifying. Uh, um, Gumball, I can't remember the full title. It's not even
The
worth
Amazing
it.
World of Gumball.
Yeah, that. And
The many reboots that are meant for a new generation. But I know a few people who actually
it's just
hate
brain rot. It's just cursed brain rot. And whenever I see a clip, and it's just like, oh my
like
God, I can feel a
God,
piece of my soul dying.
my God, he farted. That's funny, right? No,
It's
not.
just brain rot. Because I mean, please, America, please, entertainment people, let's bring some Toku in. Let's bring some stuff in that makes our kids smarter and not dumber.
Well, we do have Shout Factory producing pre-Zyuranger Sentai which is a topic that I wanted to discuss on here. So Shojin Sentai Jetman, the series that before Zyuranger, which became Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, is coming out this October.
Cool.
And they'll be still continuing with like the accessing Sentai, so like Time Ranger, Gal Ranger, hopefully Hurricane to Margie Ranger is coming next year. But what I really want is like a mega set of like every of like the first 20 seasons of Sentai, similar to like the 15 pre-Ranger seasons of Sentai in like, you remember that Mighty Morphin helmet set which contained like 20 seasons of that? I want something like that, but with like the Arca Ranger helmets, and with like, I don't think you're gonna get many bonus features on the DVD, but helm, since we have got like some Sentai actors coming to conventions in the US, like the Zyuranger actors, Gal Red and Ryu Ranger. Maybe that might happen, but that day is still far off.
Yeah, and any conventions are going to be in states far away where I can't reach them.
I mean, I am going to California in September, not for Power Morphicon though, because that have already passed. But I do know a few people who have who a few friends of mine who are going. So my friends, I wish you the best of luck to you. Just try not to do anything stupid. But knowing them, they're probably sensible adults and not, plagiarists. But moving on to a topic, which its movie came out last week. Amazon's the movie. The themes. I don't have a full review of it, and I can't, and I'm trying to stay away from spoilers. And even though I have seen one episode of the Amazon series on Amazon Prime, which I explained in a previous episode, which did come out stateside through Amazon Prime, Now, if only we can get Orb Origin Saga to be on Amazon Prime too, and hopefully Amazon Season 2. However, people say that Amazon Season 2 is a downgrade from its first season.
First I've heard of some Toku stuff on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, like the Ultraman series. Actually, I'm speaking of Ultraman coming to the US. Toku HD now has a streaming channel.
Oh, the Toku HD channel. Yeah, my parents said with how little good material is on here, it's not really worth paying an extra $5 for it, even though there is Ultraman Zero, Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster Battle, and there's also Brickman,
Ginga.
Not seeing Ginga on here.
But one interesting thing is that on their HD channel on pay-per-view TV is that they actually aired an Ultraman Max dub. And I don't know anything about it because I've only seen like the promo or something.
Oh, there it is. I had to specifically type in Ultraman, and now Ultraman Ginga is there, and there's Ultraman Leo, and Super Inframan. Oh man, that's got B-movie written all over it.
But
that's on. Excited.
Yes. But moving on to the weekly recap of Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger and Build.
Yeah, I've only been able to see like 3 episodes of that.
But we did recently get some magazine scans of. I don't know if I should read them here because I don't know if you're interested in what's coming up.
Is it going to spoil it?
No, it's just going to show the stuff we already know is what is coming. So, like, Lupin
I don't even know what's coming.
Well, we do know that Cross Z is going to get a new form called Grand Cross Z, which is a repaint of his Cross Z form with a repainted Cross Z dragon in Christmas colors and a repainted Dragon Evil bottle.
Christmas colors. They're using Christmas colors for the recolor.
Yes.
All he needs is some tinsel around the little horns and maybe a little bell. And then Christmas Dragon, Christmas Dragon, Christmas Dragon Cross Z.
But also what's coming up is Mad Rogue, which thanks to the magazine, we already now know who it is, and I'm not surprised by it because I already knew who it was.
Yeah, sometimes they just make things incredibly obvious because there'll be that look.
But I will say I did not know that Soichi was Bloodstark. That kind of threw me off. But we did get a full look of Build Genius, which we already have known about in the toy scans, but now people are more open to liking it and he does have I will say an extra final form. It's kind of like a side final form but if you know how, but I won't spoil it because I actually do want you to, because we actually don't know what it is. It's only been revealed on like a boot of a soul medal, but think genius form, but with like and if you get that jingle, then you probably already know what it is.
I hate the transformation jingles because, like with Wizard, it did that sweet, 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 sweet. when he went into the water mode, and it's just gratuitous, unnecessary. What is the fraggin' point?
I don't know. They wanted to make it catchy for people.
Catchy?
Yeah.
I got annoyed only after 2 times hearing it.
What about Ghost theme where it was like, let's go, 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 so.
I've never actually heard Ghosts. Although I am interested in his series because that is just kind of cool. That concept.
However, many people will say, "Oh, Ghost is the worst thing to happen to Kamen Rider since Vice," and only though I have seen like 3 seasons of it, some forms are good, like Grateful. Oh my god, Grateful! That suit. But seriously, um, um, people say that Ghost is bad, and we do know that the writer for Ghost can do great things because he did write Ultraman Max.
I haven't really been able to see very many Kamen Riders. I think I've seen one movie which I think was Kamen Rider Black. I think.
I think it was Zedo
And,
or something.
and then there was saw a few episodes of Amazon, and that's all I've really seen. And then I've seen the American version of
Master Rider and
Ryuki.
Kamen Rider. Oh, Dragonite. Yeah, mainly because, wow, I wonder why. Was it because of Mark Dacascos?
I don't really know any actor names. The only ones I know are Robert Downey Jr., the 2 Chris's, well, technically 3, and then Tom Holland, Tom Hiddleston, just the Marvel ones. Those are really the only actor names that I know. Other ones I just don't.
But anyway, moving on to the next topic, which is something that's that, and guess what? We're going back into the world of Voice Girl, which is something that I know not many people have seen. But seriously, it's a good show. It's basically Voice Lugger 2.0, which is another obscure toku, which again I will go to in a future collab if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. but anyway, I've been watching it. It's really, really good. I mean, shouldn't I really even be calling it a toku? Even, I mean it. Anyway, two two other voice actors have shown up. The guy who played Leon in Garo showed up.
Oh, speaking of voice actors,
Yeah.
give me a sec. Yuichiro Umehara, voice actor of Goro from Darling in the Franxx, and voice actor for Goblin Slayer, which the anime was going to come out in 2018, but he has been diagnosed with some sort of disease that targets his nervous system, and everything's on hiatus while he focuses on recovery. And that sucks. That monumentally sucks.
Yeah. But that was another. The guy who voices Q-Vol, one of the main villains in Zyuohger, he's also in it, as well as the person who voices Greta from Tokuja, whose voice actor was massively popular in the 80s. I know that she voiced in a ton of Gainax projects.
Okay,
I know this makes no sense to you, but
it'll make sense to your other viewers.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of anime, a few animes have got picked up for a second season. For example, the animes produced by the author One, so One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100.
Oh, Mob Psycho 100 live series is on Netflix, at least in the US, and it has Hamada, who is Riku. And just after seeing him as Riku in Ultraman G, because that's the first time I've ever seen Hamada in anything, and then now seeing him as Mob in Mob Psycho 100, it's just I can't make the connection because it's just such completely different characters. And I keep imagining him in Riku's hairstyle and with Riku's mannerisms and stuff, so my brain isn't really clicking with Mob.
Yeah, but the guy who's playing his psychic, and I really should have done my research. I'm sorry for all my people. I keep meaning to watch the shows, but then I never do. And people claim me as like a true anime fan. Do, 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 do. The guy who plays the guy who plays one of the characters, I can't remember who, but he's played by the same person who played Hikaru from Ginga.
Yeah, I think I saw him in the first episode of the live action Mob Psycho 100 because I swear I saw Hikaru.
Yeah, and he's also in X-Aid. But anyway, I can't wait for One Punch Man to come back. Mob Psycho. I know a few people I know because I talk to them a lot on Twitter. They're in the dub. I haven't watched it, sorry, but one day I will, and I will. But one day I will, I will. Yeah. But speaking of other anime coming back, Fooly Cooly season 2 is coming back to Adult Swim.
I wasn't really allowed to watch Fully Cooley, I don't think, and I think after watching like some episodes and stuff, I just kind of got nope. I wanted nothing more to do with it.
Yes. Oh, it. But it's again one that I've never seen. But it does have some great voice actors in it.
There's this anime called Grimoire of Zero. YouTuber and singer Amelie, she is voicing one of the main characters.
Yeah, because I've never seen it, but I know that I know of the voice actor because I did watch a few of her videos while watching random anime songs while I was like doodling or something. But I do know that she actually played it in an anime called Super Sonico the Animation, which Super Sonico is like this idol is like this Vocaloid in Japan, I believe, kind of like Hatsune Miku.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much all I know. I watched 5 minutes I watched 5 minutes of the first episode, and it's basically your typical anime, like, oh god, I'm late, sorry I'm late and stuff.
Yeah. And something I really miss with some animes and stuff, and it is kind of hard to pull off, it's what I like to call the living mecha animes, because when I saw the tweets for that transforming train anime.
Oh, Shinka Leon.
Yeah. It was like, ooh, is this gonna be what I think it is? Nope, it's just another, young boy pilots mech, boy finds mech and pilots it. It's just another pilot mecha anime, and there are just so many of those. And it's just, why can't we get more anime like ID Zero? And just, I
Or
mean,
like Gal Geiger.
a little bit, because, yeah, a lot like Gal Geiger. But it's just those, non-human and human interactions and stuff is really cool. And with ID Zero, humans became the machines, and if they lost their body, they were stuck in those machines, and they had to deal with it for basically ever. And it's an amazing concept, because that just might happen far off into the future. I mean, we might be able to transmit our minds into, cyberspace and data.
So kind of like Digimon.
Pretty much, but just, it's on Netflix. It is an amazing anime. It kind of went fast because I don't think they had gotten enough budget to do more than 12 episodes. But I love it. The characters are so well done.
Yes. Going back to a Machine Leon, the only reason why I'm gonna bring it up here is because of a tweet that's going around where it is like the best crossover anime, and it is that
Yep.
one episode with the Evangelion train, and the only reason why I and the only reason why I believe that happened was because I believe I don't know. Maybe paid license issues to Gainax and the guy who writes Evangelion. But other than that, I don't see why. I mean, I've never watched the show, and I don't think I ever will because there's so much on my plate right now.
Yeah, and I'm not particularly interested in it, since it's just another, like I said before, pilot mech anime.
Mm.
So it'd be boring for me, because I mean, Gundam and stuff, there's a whole bunch of, pilot mecha anime.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen quite a few, and it's just that dynamic, just, it gets old.
Yeah, we need something fresh in the yeah, because as we go on, originality becomes harder to find.
Ooh, like maybe another SD Gundam series, because the little adorable chibi Gundams, like, oh, nearly dropped everything. Scrap. Yeah, like this Captain from SD Gundam. That was a very cute show. Although, God, I wish they had done a better job at the human kit's design, because that hair, oh Lord, that was just terrible to look at. Although there was this SD Gundam series, which was basically an SD Gundam version of the Three Kingdoms. That was amazing. Very nicely done characters. The story was nicely done. It could be adorable, hilarious, and bad in just amazing timing. And then there were parts that were just, oh, that just, they made you want to cry, but they were just intense and awesome, and just, wow. It was a very, very good series. And yes, I can girl.
Actually, speaking of characters with crazy hair, have you ever seen like any of the Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists?
Yes. Yusei and Jaden probably had the most normal hair, but then their Arc V came, and that hair, those colors, no. And then now in Vrains, that's just okay. Yeah, they ran out. They ran out of options. Would it kill them to do something normal?
Um, have you ever seen Yuma Tsukumo, the main protagonist of Zexal's Hair?
Yeah, that wasn't, too bad. But then there was this little comic I found on Google one time. Uh, just a little hand drawn fan comic where it was the three first Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists, and Pharaoh was just like, "How dare they break the rule of three?" And now this new kid on the block, and now people are saying that he's the love child of me and you say, and just rage quitting on everything, and it was hilarious.
But the reason why I bring up Yu-Gi-Oh is because there's a few new characters who are voiced by a few people from various Toku shows. Like I know that's the guy who was Zanki from Hibiki and Garulu from Kiva and the Zebra from Toriko. That's what he's best known for nowadays. He's voicing a new character which I don't know the name of, so I'm gonna look it up right now. Unless if so, look, so mute this stream now if you don't want to be spoiled. Do, 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 do. Oh, at least we now know that Glenfire is actually voicing a new character in Reigns called Frog.
Well, there went Captain.
Oh god, he's actually voicing like the entirety. Oh god, he's voicing like another voice actor I recognize from Yoko Shiraishi. If you've watched the anime Sket Dance, she's one of the characters from that. The character that the Sankey voices is Bowman, spelled Boh man.
So Bowman?
However, it is spelled like bow, as in bow and arrow man.
No idea.
No idea too, because I'm still trying to watch season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, season 0 was a little bit on the twisted side.
Yeah, because of extreme themes that would not have made it onto television in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, back then, if this was done in chronological order, oh yeah,
There would have been some
Yu
messed up
and Yugi
kids.
was definitely therapy for Pharaoh. Because oh god, imagine if Pharaoh didn't have Yugi, then that would be
But speaking of collectible things, Yokai watch Shadow Side, which is an anime that I'm actually did watch the first episode of because I am familiar with the Yokai Watch side of things, which this anime takes place 30 years after the original has ended and is focusing on the kids of the main character.
I could never get into Yokai Watch. It just made me go, oh.
However, this does feature the voice talents of Aoi Yuki, who voiced Madoka from, well, Madoka Magica. Haruka Tomatsu, who is my favorite voice actor of all time, and the waifu. I would do the running gag where I get the plushie of one of her characters out and just do it up to the screen and say, "She is the only waifu that you need" and stuff. She did voice the main character of the previous generation, but now she's voicing the younger brother of the main character.
My mom actually made me realize that my husband is Glenfire-sama.
So basically, you would watch anything with Tomokazu Seiki in.
Well, no, just Glenfire, the character.
He did have a human form at one point, in like a stage show thing where it was
Uh,
literally his voice actor.
Host. Well, it was, host, not actual human form. There was this geology teacher, or geologist, I think.
Hmm.
That's what it said on the wiki, anyway.
Yes. But interesting point about because this also tied in with a movie that came out last December, which did have a crossover with Gegege no Kitaro, which is another show about fighting spirits, but on a more mature setting. But the guy who plays like the main male protagonist in Shadow Side was also the actor for Gosei Red from Goseija.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't been doing that much since his last role as Gosei Red it from Superhero Taisen, which he only just appeared in like a Pokemon variety show.
Mm.
But anyway, moving on to movies, because I actually did see a movie this week and you could probably guess what it was. Deadpool!
Deadpool 2?
No, it was Solo. It was good.
Yeah, I watched that last week, I think, with my parents and stuff, and oh god, we died.
So not going into spoiler territory, because there are some people I know who do want to see it and they want to, because with the hardcore movie goers they actually do. I know some people who literally just don't look up anything like, oh, this person is going to play the main character. Oh, is it really a spoiler? Get out of my house.
Oh, and mute now if you don't want spoilers for, people watching or people who are going to watch. Mute it now if you don't want spoilers for Avengers Infinity War.
Well, I already have discussed Infinity War,
You have
and it's only like been out for a month, so
Yeah. Okay, then I'll just talk. Yeah. Don't watch it. It's still a good movie, but oh god. I mean, one of her friends on the Discord, Sunglass Pre, she watched it and she said it effed her up. Like she used the F word to describe it. And my mom, she works out of school, and one of the students there, like 18, 17, they went to see it and they said that it messed them up, that they were crying. And that's just, oh my goodness.
I can't. Last time I ever cried at something that made me cry, it was the final episode of a certain anime, and the dub of it just omitted it. Omitted that scene entirely.
Yeah, because America sucks.
But seriously, if you can guess what that anime is, and only like one, like none of you who are subscribed to this channel know what it is, I'll just say it was the final episode of Smile Pretty Cure. And the US dub of Glitter Force just omitted it.
I have never watched Precure ever. I have never watched it.
It's basically Sailor Moon,
Magic
but if
Girl,
it was
I know
kind of
that.
like Sentai.
Very, very girly, glittery, princessy Sentai.
Yeah, they actually did like a season just focusing on the just princess side of stuff, but this year is about you caring for those around you and trying to grow up and stuff. And we already have got like an additional member joining the team in a few months, and it's more, and the more recent episodes are focusing the candidates for the for potential fourth member. Then the main three people who are already like the transforming heroes. who are voiced by a comedian, someone I don't know, and Sosogu from Pop Team Epic.
Pop Team Epic was just really weird, but it could be very funny sometimes. At least for me, it was. And then voice actors for Ginga and X, that was just.
Yeah, but the person who played like the idol parts, like, hi, my name is Sosogu, and Daichi is like the hardest boy. Yeah, that's Sosogu. She's the yellow member of like the current team.
Mm-hmm.
And I would show you an image, but I don't think actually I can. Let's see. There we are. Let me just go into the screen share. How do I do in the? There we go. There, if you can see it on your end.
Nope.
Share. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
And if you're curious, this was the last team.
Wow, a lot of tabs open.
Yeah, I just normally watch YouTube videos while I'm working or something. But anyway, the purple one who is like a cat woman, she's voiced by the same person who voices Hatsune Miku. And the yellow one was she was Lady from the Tokyo movie and the main character in Voice Girl.
Okay.
And the others, I will say that I do know them, but it's hard to pinpoint down for you, like, oh, in this specific episode of this specific show, she's also voiced by, the pink one is voiced by this person, or like the blue one is voiced by this, or the person who's made of chocolate is voiced by this, or the rainbow one. Anyway, there we go. Back to regular mode. But going on from and we just completely derailed the thing. Going back into the world of movies. For the trailers I saw this week, the most interesting one was Mortal Engines, based on a novel.
Yeah, I've seen a trailer for that, but I've only been able to see one, and it still hasn't really given me much to think about. I know it's basically mobile cities and stuff, and this one, like, house gets pulled in, and it's just that's all I got. It's post-apocalyptic, but that's about it.
You see, because I've been listening to a lot of music while I was working, whenever I think of a post-apocalyptic setting, and specifically that one, my mind always goes to one song that's in a playlist, which I will link to you once this thing is over.
Well, for me, that would be Iron from Within Temptation. That song is very, very post-apocalyptic, and there's this line in it that is just awesome.
But the song I'm referring to is one which is hard to pronounce, but let me look it up anyway. Oh, oh, we already have a person in the live chat. Blue, Master Rider Blue. He's a person who likes everything I post on Twitter and shows up to every single one of the streams that thing. Well, he's in every one of the streams that gets recommended to me. Because I do have. No, that's not the one I wanted to post. The song is Kazega something Teiru, and it was the song for a anime I don't know. I remember hearing it once and I was like, oh my god, I love this song so much.
Is it Kaze no Gotoku?
Kazega omoi anonete iru. It's that song. I
It
forgot
sounds
what.
vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure.
Well, I would want to play it on stream, but I'm worried that but I don't want my channel to get hit with copyright claims or strikes. And if you get 3 in a row, that's the channel dead.
Yeah, YouTube's gotten weird.
Yes. But another trailer I saw was Skyscraper, the one featuring Dwayne Johnson in like the tallest building of the world, and he has to escape with his family.
Yeah, and there's that scene where he jumps off a crane.
Yes. But speaking of but going into movies that were recently announced, the Lego Movie 2 is now a thing and has a title, The Lego Movie 2, the second part. How generic can you get? I mean, I do love the Lego movies. I haven't seen the Lego Batman movie or the Lego Ninjago movie, but I can't. But again, when I have the time, I will watch it. Hang on. I'm trying to think of the what to talk about next, because I have a thing called Us in the Google Doc where I put all these topics and there's like a mega post for like every single episode I've done. And I put down this film called Us. I don't know what it means. I looked it up. Don't know.
Want to talk about light novels?
um, Actually, speaking of films that recently have trailers announced, Bohemian Rhapsody. That film about Queen and its song. I can't really say anything about it. Is that it's a movie?
Yeah, I got nothing for it either.
Deadpool 2 that came out. Many people love it. I haven't seen the original, and because I haven't found the time, which is a which.
Oh, you need to see the original. It is awesome.
Yes. But anyway, moving into actually going back into Tokyo, the new Space Squad trailer got released, and nothing changed. It's just pretty much stuff we already know, and the film is coming like a month out. And if you don't know, the Space Squad movies is basically the Metal Heroes series, which is a franchise that was produced by Toei from the 80s to the 90s, versus a random team of Sentai. In this case, the second Space Squad movie, which is Q Ranger versus Gavan, which is actually, I think the title is light. I think it's Ushu Sentai Q Ranger Returns, featuring Metal Heroes. And the last one which was the first, which is Gavan versus Deca Ranger. And if you're wondering, yes, your doggy shows up.
Is like, I only just realized this, but is putting the book up like this, is that like advertising and stuff? Because I love this series. It's awesome.
No, I mean, I did show up the card, so I guess it doesn't. The only
Oh,
the only way is that this thing is advertised as like this episode has been brought to you by this company. Sign up now and use the special code to get 50% off your first order. Thanks for watching and please enjoy the episode. That is advertising.
okay. Because it's just like there's also like the form of subtle advertising where you just throw in an item in some random place, I guess. That there's that too, and it's just I don't know.
But anyway, going into the world of something that I don't think you might like, the world of cartoons.
If it's like the old, 90s, early 2000 cartoons, yeah, I'm all in for it. But the modern ones, yeah.
Even though we do have some good stuff like Steven Universe, The Loud House, OKKO, Craig of the Creek, etc., and so forth.
Only thing I've really seen is Steven Universe, and that's because I'm a gem nut. I mean, I literally have a glass china cabinet full of mineral samples. I mean, azurite, malachite, fluorite, celestite, just lots of stuff. And there's this really cool looking one called oconite. It literally looks like a fuzzball, except it's made out of crystals. So if you touch it, you'll get stabbed. If you can see it. It's all fuzzy.
Yeah, it's coming out white on my end, and it's like...
Yeah, it's in a white box.
Mhm.
But I can't really pick it up because that means I would have crystal embedded in my finger, and that would not be nice.
I mean, I did get stung by a wasp on my way to Denmark, so maybe. And I was like screaming in massive pain. I was like, "Ah, ow!" I was literally crying on the way to my flight.
Oh yeah, I was sitting downstairs at my computer desk, and I got up to move, and then burning pain. Yeah, a black wasp had apparently snuck into my jeans and stung my ankle 4 solid times. And then a few hours later at 2 a.m., I was thirsty. I got up to get something to drink. I felt something crawling on my leg. I looked down, and there was another black wasp. So ever since, I have been deathly afraid of anything that buzzes near me.
Yeah, I mean, slight story. I do have a cat outside my house, and I am allergic to them, and so this is the reason why I can't go out my back door in fear of the cat might come up to me and like start rubbing on me, and I'm like, right, I'm going to the hospital, and I'm gonna die of cats.
Yeah, I've got one cat he's an orange long hair. We call him asshole because he's an asshole. He can be sweet, but he's also an asshole. And then there's this outside cat who is sort of an inside cat. He's stone slate gray, but he has the most beautiful jade green eyes. And he is a sweetie. He wants to cuddle and love. And then there's this little booger.
Okay.
If you can see her.
Yeah, I can.
Yep, she's staring at you because she does not know what to do or why this is in her face.
But anyway, going back on topic because we went off it because reasons.
It tends to happen with me.
And we have, and my God, we have many cartoons coming back either in good or bad forms.
Oh God, Thundercats Roar. First it was Teen Titans with the Teen Titans Go, and now they're ruining Thundercats. Is nothing sacred?
Not even Powerpuff Girls or Ben 10.
Yeah. Ben 10 Omniverse was suck. He had literally matured in Ultimate Alien and stuff. He was mature. But in Omniverse, he literally reverted back to 10 years old again. It's like, Why? How did he mentally regress?
Okay, here's the story. It actually takes place in. It's actually kind of like Kiva, where it actually takes place in two times in history. There's half of the story where it takes place when he's 10 years old, and then the other half of the story where it's like when he's 16 years old. But apparently, the crowd audience definitely loved the younger version, as they decided to make an entire reboot about it, only just made to sell toys.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some clips on YouTube. One or two bits were definitely hilarious, but it was just why? Just why?
Money.
And that's all it ever is about anymore.
Because it's easier just to take a classic cartoon from like a few decades ago and then just make it for a new generation and dumb it down and just hire a generic
Severely dumb it down.
LA voice cast number. At least Nickelodeon is trying with their reboots. I mean, the Hey Arnold movie, even though I haven't seen it, was really good, and they have an Invader Zim movie coming out. And Rocco's Modern Life. But speaking of all I can say is about Thundercats Go. I have nothing to say on the reboot, but I have something to say about the creator, because the creator created the worst cartoon of 2016, Get 'em Tommy, which is basically an OK KO ripoff.
Never seen it, so I don't know, but apparently from your opinion, glad I didn't.
It only lasted 5 episodes on Cartoon Network's YouTube channel, and thank God, and thank God it never got greenlit for like a full televised season. But apparently they decided to say, hey, how about we take this guy and make him ruin a classic cartoon from the 80s that everyone likes. And
yeah, there was
even
that.
Though we could have put the reboot, the 2010 reboot on Adult Swim, we could ruin it even further.
Yeah, because there was that other reboot of Thundercats, which was animated a lot like Avatar and Legend of Korra. That's just what the animation style reminds me of. That was really good. And now, instead of doing something like that, I mean, they've already done a reboot. Why do they have to do something like that? And it's just when I saw the animation style of the characters and I saw Chitara in the back, I'm like, wait, who's that? Is that a new character? I looked closer. I examined the colors. I examined the blonde hair. I examined the weapon. And then it hit me. That's Chitara? I thought it was a dude! And it literally took me that long to realize it was fraggin' Chitara. And the twins look like gremlins. And Lion-O looks like... It's just... Why? It's literally horrifying.
And also, I should mention that this cartoon sprouted a meme of itself, is that every cartoon looks the same nowadays, with like the Cal art style, with like the bean head or the potato head. And there's like this gif going around cycling through all the characters.
Yeah, it's like they hired the same artist for every single thing, and it's just... Why? If you're gonna make a stupid show, at least make it, different.
Yeah. But speaking of a good cartoon that's coming back, Young Justice has finally got a release date, coming, I think, this August on the DC Universe app.
Yeah, I've never really been able to watch a whole lot of DC stuff because it just gets too serious for me, and I just love Marvel because of the the humor they throw in, but it's just, I mean, Young Justice was great from what few episodes I saw, and I loved that version of Robin where he was kept making words like, crap, I can't remember any of his words. He just like removed the un or the im from something and make a new word, and it's adorable.
But this is a kind of a story that nobody knows about. But the real reason why Young Justice, along with Thundercats 2011 and Star Wars: The Clone Wars, were cancelled was because of the guy in charge of like the live action stuff. If you remember that period on Cartoon Network.
A little bit.
Thank God you never watched it, where they had like terrible shows like Level Up and Destroy, Build, Destroy, and some ghost hunting show.
I remember Destroy, Build, Destroy, but that's it.
Yeah, because the guy in charge of live action stuff, and I kid you not, he wanted stuff that pandered to stupid 12-year-old boys.
Why? What?
And he was like,
What
why aren't people
exactly did
watching
he
my
want?
show? Let's cancel this really good show and replace it with more of my live action crap. But thankfully, he got fired when Steven Universe started. And now we
Yeah, I
have
don't know
and
what to
now we
say.
have and now we have someone who's and now we have someone who has no idea of a schedule and decides to air the same cartoon like 24/7 with like some. However, there have been some days where they were like, "Oh, let's air this good show like more than this show."
Hmm.
But anyway, jumping shift from Cartoon Network to Disney Channel, Big City Greens. We actually have some updated footage of it, and no updated news and a real release date coming out at the end of next month.
I haven't really been able to watch a whole lot of shows on Disney Channel because what few I've been able to see or heard of, just they haven't really interested me. It's just been looks at the title, reads the
But
summary, meh.
yeah, and I was excited for this show, and I'm a little less excited when I saw who's in the voice cast, because the main character is voiced by the creator. And my God, we have had some shows with pretty good, with creators voicing the characters that were really good. Example being Gravity Falls, Adventure Time, of
Ruby.
yes, R.I.P. Monty Gone. Um, because because I thought he was, and we are, and joining the voice cast you mean is Raven Simone, Danny Trejo, Paul F. Tompkins, Paul Shear, and Anna Arcana.
Arcana? That's her last name?
Yes.
That is a bad name.
Well, she was also a YouTuber, so I mean, I am still gonna watch it because I am kind of curious on where it's gonna go. But I was really hyped for this, but no, I'm not.
Yeah, speaking of kind of hyped, but then again, kind of not. Uh, the new TMNT. I'm a huge TMNT fan. I've watched it since 2003 and everything. Uh, their new designs, I'm not fond the animation style, and the whole Raph as the leader instead of Leo, in Leo's personality being more of the Oh yeah, I'm good. That it's just it's a bit what? It just makes me go, why? Why? Because I mean, the whole, a new mystical side to it, that looks, that sounds, pretty cool concept. But there may have been a bit too many changes because it's just a little huh. I'm not quite sure. Because I
I
mean,
mean,
it could be great. It could be just horrible.
I'm, I mean, haven't you even seen Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation? Another incarnation of the Turtles where Shredder wasn't the main villain, and they did something different by adding in a female turtle.
Oh yeah, that live action one. After like maybe 2 or 3 episodes, or maybe just after the first episode, I just it just went gone from my brain.
But the only good episode that you should watch is episode with Scott McNeil as like one of the episodic villains. Just watch that episode because, as he always is hilarious in it.
Mhm.
But anyway, moving on to a reboot that actually does look interesting. DC Superhero Girls. Create the TV version created by the same person behind she's only written she's written the episodes for the original Powerpuff Girls. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was the creator behind the current generation of My Little Pony, and written the episodes for Wonder Over Yonder.
Mm, I've never really watched Wander Over Yonder, and just I'm very picky about my shows and stuff. So I can't really comment on a lot of stuff. I mostly just read fan fiction of some shows and stuff and write fan fiction of my own, which I still need to do, but I just can't get the real motivation to it because the ideas come, but I can't bring myself to write.
Hmm. But this isn't the creator's first DC thing. As she was also, if you remember DC Nation, she did do a series of shorts called Super Best Friends Forever.
Nope, never heard of it.
They're on you. They're on DC's YouTube channel, so they're pretty easy to get a hold of. But anyway, if you have, because this is kind of like because there already exists a thing called DC Superhero Girls, where it was like a web series and like made DVD specials with like okay animation. I mean, they actually did something that I thought would never have done, and with that they referenced Amethyst Princess. Is that they actually did show Amethyst Princess of Gemworld for like the second time outside of comic books. The only other time was again that DC Nation short with like anime-esque animation.
Hmm.
And watching that, oh my god, it became like my favorite thing that DC's ever done, and I hope that Amethyst or Gemworld in general gets more love. But anyway, if you haven't seen the designs, well, here.
Cough
Anyway,
or
here.
burp just now.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, here.
Mm, not really sure.
Well, at least it has style, and
Yeah, I'm glad they just, it's a it's a unique style. It's something that, you can instantly tell, oh, it's that. Or, oh, it's that artist. So that's good.
yeah, and it does kind of look like, and it does look Powerpuff Girls esque. especially in the eyes.
Yeah.
But out of all the reboots, that's the one I'm probably the most excited for, I should say. I mean, the voice cast is the generic voice cast that you would expect with any DC show with Greg Griffin, Tara Strong, etc., so forth. Sorry, I may have to edit it's a sorry, I have to may edit it in parts and publish it later to YouTube, and I don't know if we're live, so
Well, it says live on my end.
Hang on, let me check my YouTube channel. Jesus, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Why does this keep happening? I am so delayed.
Try switching from Witcher 3 to Fallout keyboard configuration.
Let us see if it's working. Yes, it is working. Hooray! And we're back. And sorry, I may have to edit this up later. So, Verdant Rush, John, if you're watching this, Meta, if you're watching this in the future, you're gonna have to edit this up. But speaking of topics, because we need to get. But anyway, speaking of cartoons that also I'm interested for Disenchantment, that one cartoon by the Simpsons guy, Matt Groening, which is coming to Netflix.
Once again, never heard of it.
Just think, hang on, I need, because it's pretty, hang on, let me just try to do this without screwing up. Share Inception. There we go.
Never really been a Simpsons person.
However, someone actually did point this out. Disenchantment takes place in the past, The Simpsons take place in the present, and Futurama takes place within the future. Coincidence much? And there's Doc. Anyway, I really should try to screen share more stuff. I should just press Control S and then hopefully that would have worked. And then just click to cancel. But anyway, moving on to a topic. Oh, another cartoon that's coming back. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
I've only ever seen pictures of it. I've never seen any trailers or clips or anything.
The title is Harvey Birdman, Attorney General. In the special, Harvey is trying to become like the next Attorney General of the USA under President Phil Kensibin, and the original voice cast is gonna return. So it's kind of a jab at the current. So it's kind of at the current government. And yep, it pretty much has the people that you would expect. I mean, I've never seen it. The only things that I know of it is through my friend's review as he splices in clips of like jokes from it, like magic. Shut up, you weirdo. Or, well, you're just making all this beep up. Oh right, you're the only one that gets to make beep up. Let us see. Cartoon. Oh, a new cartoon that's very anime inspired. Ball Masters 9009.
Huh?
But the master part has the hasn't got the E, so it's and has a Z at the end of the title, but it's very anime inspired and
What
has.
even is it?
Well, I'll read the premise. The series follows Gaz Digsy, a washed-up superstar and notorious party girl who, after a spiral of destructive antics, is demoted to the Leptons, the worst team in the game, and her only way back to the top is to somehow lead these pathetic misfits and ultimate losers to victory.
So is it like basketball or something?
Yeah, I think it actually is.
Oh, so it's basically a sports anime-ish cartoon.
Yeah, on Adult Swim.
Eh.
I mean, it does have someone I know, as like the generic anime pretty girl thing, like I like what, and has like the big stars in her eyes, like it's so cliche and stuff.
Meh.
But anyway, moving on to the we have a couple of cartoons created by Butch Hartman that are going to premiere next year. One is a reboot of the Flintstones called, I forgot what the name is.
I really want the continuation of Danny Phantom.
Yeah, but unfortunately he's not working at Nickelodeon anymore.
But Danny Phantom was such a good series. It especially had a lot of potential, which was awesome. Way more than Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, which just went on like a zombie until its death last year.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, there were some. I mean, it was good and like silly. There was some, some stupidness in it, but it was the kind of stupidness that, kind of made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But Danny Phantom was just awesome.
And this Flintstones reboot that Butch Hartman is working on is centered around the Cave Kids. Oh, my mistake. It's not produced by Butch Hartman. My mistake. It's actually made by people who both have M's with the name, so Mark and Marley.
Oh God, like the Muppets.
Yeah, but except Mark is called Mark Merrick and the other one is called Marley Halpern Grazer. But speaking of Butch Hartman, I know sorry. But hang on, if I can actually do this right without there we go.
I don't know what to comment. I have no idea what to say.
Actually, speaking of Hanna-Barbera produced shows, this is something that I didn't know until like a few months ago. Be Cool Scooby-Doo died. The one that was like hip with the kids and stuff.
I liked Scooby-Doo a lot. It was very good.
The best one was obviously Mystery Inc., the one that was like more deeper than any other one.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
You should sometime, it's really good. But Butch Hartman, but moving on to Butch Hartman, he's a new but he has a new cartoon that's going to be on YouTube and is anime inspired called Elf Detective. And not much known about it except that it's coming out next year.
So you said the title is Health Detective?
Elf, ELF.
Oh, a detective that's an elf.
Yes.
Okay then. Might be good.
And it might be as serious as Danny Phantom he has been hinting at.
That would be good.
But moving on to one that's actually really good in terms of its animation, Hanazuki. The next series is, I think, from again, this is another case where I actually have to do my research. Hanazuki, Full of Treasures, the YouTube series YouTube cartoon produced by Hasbro, which is very vibrant in its animation and has a deep, compelling story. I think it's premiering like this August on YouTube, but outside of America, it's actually airing on TV. I don't get it. Why would you produce something that's specifically made for the internet, but then in other countries, then you just premiere it on TV? Even though nowadays people just watch the stuff on the internet. I don't get it.
Yeah, there isn't really a whole lot of stuff even worth watching on TV anymore. Oh, something I've been meaning to comment on. Sorry for the change of topic, but the newest Spider-Man cartoon, Marvel Spider-Man, with the very Ben 10 looking Peter Parker. I haven't really been too fond of that. It's been just kind of for me. It's not nearly as impressive as the past series, and I know some people really don't like Ultimate Spider-Man, but I think that's probably one of the best ones so far.
Even though Spectacular Spider-Man was the best Spider-Man cartoon.
Well, just I like humor in my stories a lot, and Ultimate Spider-Man had that right. It had a lot of humor in it, but it also had that right amount of seriousness to it and everything, and just I just really liked it.
Mm-hmm. Also, Drake Bell, it actually does the voice of Peter Parker in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yep.
And the one in the 2017 is the same as Tuxedo Mask and other characters in that he's voiced that I will not mention, because if I do, we will be here all day and you would just get mad, like, what, he voiced in this cartoon, but I really hate this cartoon. Robbie Daymond. Anyway, moving on to the next topic, which is the recent figure arts that are coming out by, because they have done an event where they showed off like all their figures, a lot of Star Wars ones, and also they released Harry Potter before Kiva. And yet they're also releasing, for some reason, Han Solo in Carbonite. Why would you pay $40 just for a figure you can't move and just does this? Collectors, probably?
I'm not really a Star Wars fan, which if you ever talk to my parents, which probably might not, yeah, most likely I'm blah, 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 I can't talk. My parents are huge, Star Wars and Star Trek fans. Me, not so much. I'm the black sheep in the family, basically. I do like Stargate though.
Oh, also something that I should mention about the upcoming figures. They have a translucent blue version of Obi-Wan Kenobi from episode 4. Why would you make that? That thing is made of translucent plastic. It is literally gonna explode.
I wouldn't know because I don't have action figures like that. I've just got
But
really
to explain it to you,
prime.
translucent plastic is made to self-destruct. You are literally holding bombs that are gonna have stress reduction over time. No, not stress reduction. What's the thing that increases cracking and breaking in plastic? I don't know, but any translucent something is gonna it's just gonna explode one day.
Yeah, I really don't know. I'm trying to also draw from experience from watching Forged in Fire when a contestant has chosen a plastic handle material and that plastic just breaks. Like there's this pine cone and resin handle material some guy used, and first hit on something hard, that handle cracked into pieces. And just those plastics, they're not good handle materials at all. They're just too fragile. So this might have to do with the type of plastic, whether it's used for a knife handle or action figure, but I don't know. Chemical makeup, something, tensile strength, how much temperature. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, we got the announcement of a new SH figure art. Yay! Double Lunar Trigger, the form where he's literally yellow on one side and blue on the other side, and holds like a handgun. And his transformation jingle is very James Bondy. Let's see.
And then there was so much hype for Ultraman X getting his figure arts.
Yeah, I can't wait for that figure art, especially with like the Cobra armor. I really hope they do like the other armors, and if that's possible, can you also make Beta Spark armor with like the cybernetic wings? Because my god, I love that form so much.
Oh man, those wings! Just when I first saw those wings, I was like, this is the most powerful Ultra in the existence of Ultra. That's just, those wings were just, oh, most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And yes, to you viewers, if you haven't guessed, I am a huge fangirl.
Yes. Anyway, here's Lunar Trigger on your screen.
Yep. I've always wanted to see Kamen Rider W because it looks cool because there's like fire memory. The whole gimmick was like memories and stuff.
Yes, USB memory.
Yeah, because that looks just really cool.
I actually do have, yeah, as you can tell, I actually do have the Axel memory as well as the driver. Yeah, as you can tell, the batteries are wearing on this thing because it was like my first belt from 2010.
I'm gonna quote the Valky alien from Ginga. Jealousy, jealousy.
See, I would have actually. I do have a bunch of Ultra Hero, a bunch of Spark dolls, in a containment unit. But whoops, some stupid headphones. There we go. But again, effort.
Maximum effort.
Maximum Mainchi X. Do 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 do. There was also some other stuff announced, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, recent cartoon recaps. I haven't seen any of them. All I could just say again is that they're good. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this, but have you ever heard of the cartoon called 16?
I think so, yeah.
It was Canadian. Well, apparently it's getting like a reunion special, um, either this year or next year, called 18.
Yeah, if it's not something that I can remember like that or spout off random facts that nobody else would know, then I can't really comment much on it.
Anyway, Care Bears reboot, yay! Not much I can say about it. Again, research. I may need to retitle this episode "Reboots and Research," but again, I need to edit it first. Let's see. And shows. No, the only and no, the excuse me. There is nothing. It doesn't say on my research. So that was interesting. Anyway, a new Nickelodeon show has been a new Nickelodeon cartoon has been announced. Man of the House, and nothing we don't, and there's nothing we know about it except a release date of next year. Hang on, I need to make sure if you're still there. Yep, you are.
You know what I really want to get a cartoon?
What?
Robbie Reyes, all new Ghost Rider. He is very, very awesome, but it definitely wouldn't be a cartoon for kids. But it's just his design is so cool. Definitely be interesting as an adult cartoon on Adult Swim if they did it right.
Yes. Anyway, moving into the anime side of things. Have you ever seen this show Agretsuko?
Yes. I found it funny as crap.
I haven't seen it, so I pretty much don't know anything about it. Except for like various
if you watch it,
pictures
you'll
on
be
the.
amused and you will be nodding along like this. Yep.
What else can we talk about? Oh, the Rurouni Kenshin guy is released from prison and is getting back to work on things.
Why do you go to prison?
Because of something that I won't get into, but let's just say it was something that you will just go. I can't believe someone that stupid would do that. It was very, 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 very controversial.
Okay. Because I really like Rurouni Kenshin. Because once the series was getting further in and it got a little bit dark, well, more serious and stuff, I kind of just faded off of it. But I like Kenshin, the character himself, because he's cool and I just love the that little sound he makes. It's adorable and funny as crap.
But going into apparently a new Code Geass film is coming out.
I tried watching that, and it was just. So this guy gets a pretty unique power, and he creates a rebellion, and then he ends up killing
Actually,
people.
it's a new series of films which which the most recent one, which is the final one in the series, came out today. And there's a new anime that has been announced, Leash of the Resurrection. Again, I've never seen it. All I know about is the theme songs, and they're really good.
Sorry if I seem a little bit distracted. I have good hearing and this house echoes, and my parents are just losing their spleens over something. They're laughing so hard.
Oh, on my end, I can't hear them.
Yeah, well, I can, and it's just like, what are you doing in there? Just
Uh,
they're laughing at something, maybe a comedian or something on Amazon. I don't know.
um. Anyway, another show which Steins Gate Zero came out, which
I don't think I've ever watched that.
it's part of the Science Adventure series.
No idea. Like I said, I'm very picky.
The only thing I know about it is that Ashley Birch is in it from Hey Ash, What You Playing, as well as many other cartoons and video games that she's in. But anyways, something that I actually do want to talk about is Magic Girl Ore. The
Oh, oh, I've seen. I think maybe a short clip of that,
Was
and
it the transformation
just
scene?
no. I don't think it was that. I think it was just like
The first
you get to
episode,
be a
first.
magical girl, and then mirror, and then she's a dude, and then she screams. I think that's all I've seen.
Yeah, I've tried to watch the first episode, and it was like the dream sequence, like I must protect the world, and it was a color erasing monster, like, and the fairy type character was breaking the fourth wall.
So it was basically a fairy Deadpool.
Like, like if oh no, there might be some people might be calling up their cable company and saying no, something wrong with my TV, and they actually have a thing called "This is just a regular broadcast. Please don't change your set TV settings."
Yeah, because when I first saw that, it was just like, oh, that poor girl. And then there's apparently another one that gets turned into a dude, a magical dude. And I'm just like, okay, whoever is handing out these magical powers, they have a very twisted sense of humor. Yeah, that's weird.
But I want to briefly go into the world of the Maho Shoujo, the magical boy group, where you have like super hunky dude transforming into, well, the I think it started with Cutie Defense Force Love.
Oh yeah, that I think I watched like maybe 2 episodes, but it was just no, no. It was a little bit weird for me, so I just stopped.
Cutie Defense Force. The reason why I bring it up is because the most recent series just came out, I believe. Oh, yeah, it was season. Oh yeah, it was season 3, called Happy Kiss. Yeah, it came out last month.
How did they get 3 seasons out of that? How?
As well as an OVA and a video game. I don't know. They just find like the hunkiest male. There's a phone ringing, and the worst part about it is that it actually has people from Ultraman in it. The person who voiced John Bot, the person who's now voice matching Shunji Igarashi for Mebius, the person who voices the Retaros from Den-O, from Geki Ranger, the Rainbow Line president from Tokuja, Ryutaros from Den-O again, Mirror Knight, Dark Ginga, And
Dark Ginga, you said?
no, I was about to say Dark Lugiel and Ginga because they both share the same voice actor. Uh, I, I I'm really bad at this. Oh, Tomokazu Sujita, as well as many other people who, which again, we will be here all day if I like. Oh, this is from this show and this is from this show, and yeah. But I actually want to go and vary this by going into the games. And I will say that last episode I did read a bunch of titles that were uh, that now we actually do have an update was just speculation by that Walmart website. So sorry if it's false, but hey, maybe. But hey, I see some of them are actually being on the thing for E3 this year. And speaking of actually we actually have a bunch of Nintendo copyright stuff because they trademarked a bunch of stuff either last week or the week before. There was Star Fox Racing, a new F-Zero, finally, a new Pikmin, okay, Yoshi's Island, a new Art Academy, Sin and Punishment, Flipnote, Nintendo, Star 5, a new boss crossbow, and the new Pokemon game called Let's Go Pokemon. I don't know what it is because and Go Vacation.
Oh, that reminds me. My mom did a little bit of research after we saw the Detective Pikachu 3DS game, and apparently Ryan Reynolds is going to be voicing the movie version of Detective Pikachu.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's just like, oh my god!
Even though people want Danny DeVito as Pikachu.
Yeah, because there's this manga site that I use and stuff, and sometimes I've seen an image of a Deadpool Pikachu, and it's just like, oh god, that image is forever stuck in my head. And now with Ryan Reynolds voicing Detective Pikachu, it's just it has become reality.
Yes. But here's something that you might be interested in. The Me Maker is now moving over to PC in the form of Me Studio. Provides an easier way to create Miis.
And while I'm thinking of it, I just want to show you real quick an image of the ID03 of the main bots. Of their designs and stuff, which is actually really different because they have very like thin, unarmored spines and stuff. But just it's very niche. It's a very niche anime because hardly anybody knows it, and even though it's on Netflix, and I really wish people would watch it more and give it more love, so that way I can get some merchandise over here, please. Yeah, I'm kind of desperate for good anime and toku stuff. Really desperate.
But I actually want to bring this up because it's a game that its theme song is so good. Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido. Yes, go ahead and groan or laugh at that pun. Which is a thing coming to the Switch, and it's basically Pokemon but with sushi. So basically, you've just created another fighting food-ons. If you remember that show.
One of those would actually make a Digimon when you think about it. Just having Sushidomon, the ultimate warrior sushi level Digimon.
His finishing attack is Fish Fight. No, it's Fish Fever.
Yeah. Digimon needs a lot more love too, because I mean, I know it's, a lot more intense than Pokemon and stuff, but it's so good. And then there are these like, newer Pokemon games like Cyber Sleuth and stuff, and I don't have the platform for it, and I can't afford buying a platform for it, and it's just why?
I mean, me and the Legion, there's another shout out for the Legion. This episode is brought to you by the Legion of Boom. Check out their podcast over on youtube.com/Legion of Boom. Also, check them out on SoundCloud and iTunes. But me and the Legion have been going through like the first season of Digimon, and but dubbed. And I will say the sub is much better because it actually did make me cry at the ending.
I've really only ever seen the dub and then some sub of Digimon Tamers. And Digimon Tamers, Gallantmon's voice, it reminds me of a grandma. I kid you not. Whenever I think of
that's
Dukemon, I think of a granny.
And literally because the power up for Dukemon Crimson mode is called Granny.
Yeah, and just Digimon Tamers, it is my favorite series, and Guillemon in evolved form, Gallantmon/Dukemon, all-time favorite Digimon, because that's aesthetic.
Also,
Guillemon's adorable with his love of bread and peanut butter.
Also, he's voiced. Also in Japan, he's voiced by Goku. Yeah, if you didn't know that, Guillemon in Japan is voiced by the same person who voices Goku.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And
But could you imagine an eating contest between him and the only way Guillemon could ever keep up would be by digivolving into
Growlmon, Mega
Growlmon.
And then all the way to Gallantmon.
Although, how would Gallantmon eat? Because I mean, he has the
Knight helmet.
He'd probably remove it, but what does he look like underneath it?
Probably like Wizardmon's mouth, where it's like stitches.
Except it's with really big teeth. Oh. And oh man, that just gave me an idea for a one-shot Digimon fanfic. All the royal knights and stuff, and they're eating and everything, but the dragon types, they're just like, they turn around, remove their mask, and then shove the food in their mouth, and then put their mask back on and whip around, and it's like you guys can remove your mask and eat normally,
Yeah.
And they shake their head because their mouth is full, and just like, why? And then I'm really hoping, because one thing I didn't like about the Royal Knights in
Data Squad.
Digimon Data Squad was they made him an asshole. They made him a jerk. And it's just why couldn't he be the pure Guillemon we know and love?
Actually, have you seen have you seen anything from Try?
I saw a few episodes, but Taichi's attitude towards everything drove me off. I know he overcame it in the end, but it was just kind of, oh god, he's turned emo now. And just, it did kind of drive me off quite a bit. So I've only seen like 3 episodes.
But there was another series that aired in Japan It's called Apple Monsters, and it is based off like smartphone apps, and each Digimon has. Anyway, here it is.
I tried watching some of that, I think, or maybe a clip of it, and I wasn't fond of it.
Even though one of the characters is voiced by the same person who voices One Punch Man.
Did not know that because I haven't watched any One Punch Man. I've read a single volume of his manga, but that's about it.
Yeah. And also, it's this guy, the one I'm pointing my mouse cursor to it, if you can see it.
I don't see it.
Okay, it's the one in the middle, the redhead one, in like the
I
yellow
have no
shirt. Well, it's the one who has like the massive plot twist. No, that's not it. Jesus, I should really do more. Oh God damn it! I should have you know. Oh Jesus! I am so professional at this, as you can clearly see. There.
Can you zoom in?
Oh. Here we are. There we are.
Mm-hmm.
The one here, the one in the center.
The redhead with the yellow and green shirt.
Yep. He's the spoiler. And I think we're about to wrap this up. Sorry for the
My phone is getting seriously hot.
Yes, and sorry, I have to put it up into two parts if you were watching it live. But thank you, Gabby, for coming on to the show and expressing your love for some of these things.
But mostly confusion and disinterest.
Yes, and me being so professional with stuff. So anyway, until the next podcast, MegaCast, good night, and Johnny.
Bye-bye.